What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to do a Raw recap. We start off with Sasha Banks coming out. We then have a recap of Natalya getting beat down. Back in the ring, Sasha Banks explains her absence. She runs down Becky Lynch and Natalya in the women's tag team titles. Natalya then comes running down. They get into a fight. The referees break them up. Backstage, the Street Profits are playing the usual WWE hype men, giving a rundown of what's going to happen tonight. So we go on to our first match, Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre, in a first round King of the Ring match. Drew McIntyre curses himself by sitting down on the throne with the crown and scepter. This was a decent power versus speed match, but like I said, the curse happened. Ricochet hit the 630, getting the pin, and he'll be facing Samoa Joe in the next King of the Ring match. We then have a recap of Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins winning the Raw Tag Team titles. This leads to a backstage interview where Braun Strowman challenges Seth Rollins for the Universal title at Clash of Champions. Seth Rollins accepts. So this means that Seth Rollins is going to be pulling double duty as well as Braun Strowman because they're going to be defending their Raw Tag Team titles, and then Rollins is going to be defending his Universal title against his tag team partner. This is going to be interesting. We then have the next Raw match in the King of the Ring tournament, The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Before Corbin comes out, The Miz gets on the microphone, runs down his accomplishments, and then says he wants to be King Awesome. Once the match starts, it ran a little long, but it was okay. Baron Corbin hit the end of days, gets the pin. After the match, Corbin sits on the throne, puts the crown on, runs down the crowd, so I guess he's cursing himself. This whole night right now with the King of the Ring sucks because Drew McIntyre was one of my favorites to win. We then have Bayley versus Nikki Cross. This is a match. Bayley won it. Now, I'm not sure. The crowd seemed kind of dead through this match and pretty much through most of the night. We then have a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contender for the Raw Tag Team titles. That was a mouthful. I'll just get down with the quick and dirty of it. The Viking Raiders and the B team started off. The Viking Raiders made short work of the B team. The OC are next up. All hell breaks loose and the referee disqualifies both teams. Dude. After the break, Ziggler and Roode go against the Lucha House Party. Ziggler and Roode win it. The Revival come out, but they're eliminated. Next up is Hawkins and Ryder. They make quick work of them, leaving Heavy Machinery the last team in the gauntlet. Ziggler and Roode decide to take a timeout, get out the ring, and start walking. They're stopped by Tucker. Why? Let them walk. The referee counts them out. You win. Simple.
Stupid idiot!
This decision, however, cost Heavy Machinery because Ziggler and Roode win it, so they'll be facing Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins at Clash of Champions. I really would have liked to see a matchup between the Viking Raiders and Heavy Machinery. That would have been fucking awesome. We then have Natalya versus Sasha Banks. Another match. Sasha Banks won with the bank statement. After the match, Banks goes to leave but turns around, hits the bank statement once again. Really don't see much in the way of this feud. We then have Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. This is a decent match. Alexander gets his leg injured midway through, but was able to hit the lumbar check to get the pin. I hope they're not burying Cesaro. He's one of the superstars I actually think should be getting a push. After a backstage interview with Ziggler and Roode, which sounded very old school, and I actually liked it, surprising. We go back to the WWE hype men, the Street Profits, and they're talking about the United States title match, which is next. And then a wild Strowman comes out of nowhere. He was standing in the fucking corner.
What the fuck?
After a Firefly Funhouse recap promo, which was actually pretty decent, we go to our main event. Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles for the United States title, and the OC are supposed to be barred from ringside. This is a pretty decent match. I liked it. Braun Strowman had the offense at the start. AJ starts to fight back. Styles knocks Strowman into a referee, knocking him out. Styles takes Strowman to Dick Kick City, lays him out with a chair, but Strowman fought back, slamming Styles. He goes for the pin, but the referee is still out. The OC come running down, but Strowman lays him out with a chair. The referee comes to, hearing the chair shots, sees AJ Styles laying out, playing dead, thinking Strowman hit Styles. The referee disqualifies Strowman, which of course enrages Braun, who takes his frustrations out on all three members of the club, laying them all out with the chair and giving AJ Styles a power slam. Strowman then stands tall holding the United States title as we end tonight's Raw. This is actually a decent Raw. I liked it. There were a lot of good matches. There were some that were kind of Thankfully it wasn't really talk heavy. One of the things that I mentioned before is the crowd really didn't seem to be into it. There were a couple of times on the hard camera's part you could see people giving the thumbs down, but for the most part it was a good Raw. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.